everyone, I'm Kat Riles. I'm an artist living in the Southern Appalachian Mountains, and I'm excited today to do a walkthrough of all of the different cotton, 100% cotton watercolor sketchbooks that I have used, and I've had a lot of experience in all of these books, and I'm excited to talk with you about the pros and cons so that you can be better informed if you're in the search for a sketchbook. And so yeah, let's just dive in, let's get going. I'm gonna do probably a little bit of a swatch in each of them just so you can kind of see how the paper reacts, if I can find a spot to do that. So we're gonna start here. I made a little like comprehensive list, kind of in like least expensive to most expensive in terms of what I have. Honestly, I don't have any of the most expensive watercolor sketchbooks out there. Just personally for me, these are places for me to play, so I don't want to spend a ton of money on that, but I do like to work in 100% cotton sketchbooks. And so the most expensive ones I have are in the $30 range. But we're gonna start here kind of based on like volume versus price. So this one's like technically less expensive than this one, but this one's obviously bigger. So where this one's around $11, $12, this one's like just like 15. So let's just jump right in and get started with my list. Here we're going to start with the Paul Rubens watercolor sketchbook. It's 100% cotton. The only downside I can say about this one is I really dislike the perforation. It's a personal preference. It can lay flat nicely, but just because the perforation, it was like kind of a little bit much for me to, I don't know, I just couldn't like divide myself. I don't know why. It really is a silly thing. So I basically turned this into a swatching sketchbook, a mixing sketchbook. This just kind of felt too difficult for me. Also the ribbon, I cut the ribbon off, and I usually do cut ribbons off because this one, when I opened it, the ribbon was inside of the book and it had stained the page, and I think it actually stained it and marked it so much I tore out the page, which I think is why there's a page missing in here. But if you look here, just how vibrant you can get the color on this page, it really reacts and acts like 100% cotton, which is what it is. You can see the granulation, you can see all sorts of details within the color. Of course, the sun has come out and the light's a little funny. But yeah, so for all of those purposes, it's a great book for the price. If you can get over the perforation, I think this is probably the best bang for your buck. And yeah, if this is not an issue for you, I think you can't go wrong with this. I don't remember if they call this a hot or a cold press, but it feels very hot press to me. It really works well with ink pen, and yeah, so it's lovely. I can write on it really nicely with fountain pens and fine liners. So that is the Paul Rubens. This is like a 5.3 by 7.6, and it has 20 sheets. So that's 40 pages if you're thinking of it in terms of pages. So that's something else to compare. So beyond that one, then we have this one here. This is an Amazon version. I'm going to link all of these sketchbooks if you can find them on Amazon. A lot of them you can. I do personally try to shop at like places like Cheap Joe's and Jerry's Artarama and Dick Blick and local art stores, but I have the links in Amazon for those of you that don't have the stores, or if you're just kind of looking for another option, and their affiliate link. So I don't have, my page is not by any means monetized, so that's like the only way for me to kind of get a little bit back in return. So here's the next one. This is by Lightwish, but it's also, it says Potentate on the back of it. Potentate, whatever that means. I think it's made in China. It is 100% cotton. The listing shows it as being a portrait style, but every single one that I've ordered has come out like this. And these are the ones that I'm including in my sketchbook kits that I sometimes put together occasionally. I will have another collection of those coming out before the holidays in the next month or so. But you can see here the color, the vibrancy, it really reacts. You can get some nice nice controlled washes. Like you're not seeing, like I intentionally did this here, but you're not getting kind of the cauliflower, the unexpected stuff you get with cheaper papers. I did a ton of layering on this page, really pushed it beyond what, you know, one should, just to see what I could get. And I was not getting any peeling. This is all from granulation and that sort of thing. So yeah, it's a pretty awesome sketchbook, and for the price, around like 12 bucks, you can't beat it. And it has 24 sheets, which means it's like 48 pages. That's a lot. I always do like a color test in the back, just to kind of get my ground with it, and then I jump right in. So, and it comes with this band that's separate, but it's a really nice band. It holds it together nicely. So that's the next one. This one's on Amazon. And then the third one I have to show you, I put a few stickers on it, is called Tumuarta. Tumuarta? It's right here. It comes with a little pouch in the back. And no, I don't know what that is. That's a plane ticket because I took it on a trip. And same thing, 100% cotton, really vibrant colors, nice granulation, all sorts of things can be captured on here. Yeah, I started off with doing a lot of layers, doing some ink work on this. This has more of a cold pressed texture compared to a lot of the other sketchbooks. And I really like it. It's, what was this? This is like under $20. And the color, you can get lots and lots of vibrant color. And yeah, if you want to practice, have something that you're using that is cotton. You are going to have two different sides to the paper. You're going to see the difference in the texture of the paper, but both sides of the paper seem to be sized and working well. It's just the notice is the texture. There's a little bit of a binding issue there, but I have not seen a sketchbook that does not do that. They're probably out of my price range. But for what this is, even on this one, I can paint over the seam there and it's pretty awesome. So, this is a great little book. It's about A5. It's 5 by 7.5, 24 sheets, under $20 currently on Amazon. And I highly recommend it. I think it comes in some other colors if green is not your favorite, but I love green. I actually was drawn to it because of that. So, all right, after that one, in terms of how I've listed these, I've listed them mainly by value. We're gonna have the Coty papers here. This is one, it feels like a luxury. It's got this recycled cotton rag in it, and I'm not going to suggest this for ease of use or for joy to use. I love it, the way this book feels. It has a great feeling to it. It's a soft back book, but it really, ooh, I'm going to show you really fast. Let's go here to a scrap paper. It just, something with the sizing, the watercolor sits on top. I'll use this really vibrant cobalt blue. The water kind of sits on top. Do you see how like it kind of drags there and doesn't sink in? You have to really work the paint into the paper. And it's just odd to me. It doesn't translate to other paper that I use for finished pieces. And so for that sake, it's not like a great book to work on for practicing. It's more of its own thing. Like I would only use this just because I like the book, but because it is pretty inexpensive, it's affordable. So I've just kind of been using it for color sake, and it's kind of coming unbound. I don't know what's happening there, but yeah, for the sake of like should this be the book that you're practicing your skills in and developing and growing? I wouldn't say so. So I hate to not give it great reviews in that respect, but I can't. Unless maybe there was something like a fluke with this book for me, or maybe I'm missing something. I don't know. But I don't know if that came across, just how kind of difficult it is to lay the color down. Anyway, that makes me not want to pick this one up. Everything else about it makes me want to pick it up, but actually using it with paint on it, I don't love it. But I do think a better application for this would be with like acrylic paint. I've been using the Cotty Papers Logbook, which is like a really thin, it's like almost like newsprint kind of paper. I've been using it. I started with watercolor, but you can kind of see it almost like wants to immediately peel. It's not meant really for watercolor, but when I started taking it into the studio and working with acrylics on here, that I really loved. I love kind of using this as a catalog for color and mixing and kind of creating palettes and all of that. Working that out in here is an awesome way. It draws great. I love it. I love how many pages are in this one. So there's that. So I'm gonna just set this one aside. After that one, we're moving over here to the Kilimanjaro. This is a Cheap Joe's brand. It is 100% cotton. It has 20 sheets, so 40 pages. You can color on the back and front of this. It even has on the very front of it this 300-pound piece of paper. The unique thing about this one is it has a regular kind of like photocopier like piece of paper in between the layers. I actually don't like that, so I've torn most of those out, but the paper is great. I would call it similar to like an Arches, and it has more of a like patterned texture to it, but it's a really great book. If you just want something to practice on, this is under $20. I think right now it's like $16.69, and I've done some ugly things in here, but you know, that's what you're supposed to do in a sketchbook. You know, the nice thing is it'll lay back on itself because of the ring bound, but that also makes it a little less, you know, like bound books I prefer, but if you like a ring bound, this one is really, really fantastic. So you can get that one on Cheap Joe's. All right, after that one, this one became one of my favorites. I filled it up on one trip, and I've already got a second one that I've started. And this is Baohong. This is the hot press version. So the brown one's always hot press, and then the black one I think is the cold press, but I haven't tried that book. I do use the Baohong cold press. I have a block of it that I used for fine finished pieces, and I love it. So I'm sure I would love the sketchbook, except for the most part, I really love using ink in a sketchbook. I know I'm going to be wanting to do some writing and stuff, so I typically like hot press in a sketchbook just because I know the amount of ink I'm going to be using. Of course, on that page, I did it upside down. I can't say enough awesome things about this one. Right now, if you go on Amazon, you can find it for around $25 or a little less. And the color, vibrancy, like all of it's there. I really, really adore this one. It's getting a little loose here, but I filled up this whole book within a couple weeks. I can forgive something like that. It doesn't mind. It doesn't matter to me. I know a lot of people said that they were having bonding issues here. So what I did is I just glued the front sheet down to the first signature. And so I think that has made so I just glued the front and the back together. Not an issue at all, but it's a really, really fun book, and I really, really, really liked using it, and can't wait to fill up the next one. So this one's great. I think the format of it's really fun. I like the proportions aren't quite as long as others, and yeah, so it gives you the opportunity to kind of do something a little more square or something more panoramic. So that is our Baohong. After that one, we're going up in value or price. Value is a whole other topic, I'm guessing it. Here's the arches. So this is, I think that, I know that you can get like handmade bound books with arches in it. But if you just kind of want to buy off the shelf, you can get this one that is spiral bound. It is expensive. I really do think that making one yourself is a lot more affordable, but you get that great paper with the texture. Love it or hate it, it's not my favorite, especially for using ink on. And yeah, so if this is the kind of paper that you're using for finished work and you want to kind of keep it the same, this is a fine thing. It's fine. But yeah, I just don't love it. And you only get 15 sheets, so it's not really, the value isn't there for the $25, $26 that it costs, but here it is. Here it is. All right, I don't know. I just showed my bias there. Okay, after that, we're going into what I call, you know, for your standard everyday sketchbook. The kind of last two contenders are in that $30 range. So we've gone from 12, 15, 20, and this is our $30 range. We have the Hahnemühle 100% cotton sketchbook. I do think compared to the other Hahnemühle that's not 100% cotton, this one is totally worth it. If you're going between, should I get the cotton or the not cotton, totally worth it. I think there are a few kind of like funny things. Some of the paper has like weird striping to it. Like this is where the bookmark was, so it left a stain also. I think for like a $30 book, I'd like to just, I don't need a bookmark. It's fine. I'd rather not have a bookmark ruin 2 pages. And yeah, so, but I love working on this paper. I think they call it cold press, but it's very smooth. It has like a little bit of implied texture, but it's really great for ink. I've loved every moment of working in this sketchbook. So I can't rank it high enough. I love it. I think I've been able to get a lot of really nice drawings and layering and all sorts of stuff. So this is the Hahnemühle 100% cotton sketchbook. And the other bonus for a $30 book is this one has 30 sheets. None of the others have that many sheets. So that means you get 60 pages if you're counting 1, 2, 3, 4 that way. And so yeah, so you get value in that. I think it's really high quality. I haven't had any issues with it and just love it. I like the way this one feels, especially compared to the non-cotton version. And then the last, because it's kind of one of the more pricey ones, and of the Etcher family, there are like 3 or 4 different scales of Etcher sketchbooks. There is one that I really would like to have, but I think it's like $50 or $60. So I'm just not going to spend that on a sketchbook. That puts way too much pressure on me in a space that I just want to sit down and enjoy. Because sometimes I feel like I can really miss a page in my sketchbook, and I just don't want to feel like I've messed up like a $5 page in a book. So this one, it sort of felt a little bit precious like that. This one, that was a mess. I really did not enjoy this paper as much. I think that they say it's Fabriano Artistico, but it doesn't feel, it feels different. See, like this one, I think the same, I don't know what happened there, but I didn't do that. Yeah, there were some weird things, and even this one came and the cover was indented, and then it's got this white cover that just looks disgusting after some use. I'm not usually that picky about it, but I just really, for whatever reason, I mean, it's nice paper, but yeah, it's weird. I don't, like, some things are hard to really put into words. But, okay, all that being said, if I were gonna say all these are on the shelf, they're brand new books, I think that this is one of the more fun ways to look at this. And price was not an issue. and I was just told you can pick any book off the shelf that you want to work in next. I think without a doubt, I would pick this one. It is one of the most expensive ones, but it is the most enjoyable and nicest one, in my opinion, to work in. I always feel very, very good with like my results in here. And I mean, yeah, some of my favorite paintings are in here. So I think that some of these I did for my sketchbook class online. So if you're interested in any of that, you can catch that out. No, check that out, not catch that out. And yeah, so that's the one I would pick if money was not an issue and I just wanted the nicest book I could that I didn't need to worry about affording. It would be that one. And then behind that, I really do like this cotton sketchbook by Tumuarta. I think is a really great contender in comparison. The papers actually feels a little bit thicker, and it has a little more shading and texture than this one, but I like it. I like it a lot. I did a lot of layers in here. I did a lot of ink work on this. So this would kind of be my next one. And then I think I also really do like this one for a little pocket, but the Baohong. Okay, so we're just gonna go ahead and say, we'll just base them on size. So we go small, medium, tiny, large. Yeah, was that conclusive? Oh my goodness. I love that I've been able to try all these books. I have used them, and yeah, I've got some more to fill up, but this one I've finished, and I want to replace it so badly, but I need to fill up the ones that I have. And maybe by the time I finish this one, I might just want to get another one of these. It's a little like more tactile. Some ways I kind of like this a little bit more. This is more of a rose petal, kind of a pretend leather texture to it. Like this one is a pretend leather, but it's slick. This one's a little softer, more like suede. So, all right, I hope that was interesting and helpful. And if you've got any questions or any that you suggest and you want to share in the comments below, that would be awesome. And yeah, I look forward to hearing your thoughts. And all right, I'll talk to you later. Bye.